The moon has risen on a brand new EarthMix venture, and I am back with a review and recap. And yes, that was a cheesy opening. So let's move on and get into episode 1 of Moonlight Chicken. Like me, the show decided to start cheesy with a moonshot and an unexpected civics lesson on the economy of Thailand and its restaurant industry. It helps to introduce the audience to the series title and what I am assuming is one of the most important settings for the series, Earth's diner. We then meet Earth in his true hot man glory as Jim and his restaurant workers. This means Ming and Kaipa, played by Forth and Kautung respectively. We are gifted a feast of the eyes in both the cinematography and the actors, because once again I am in an EarthMix series that just has me jonesing to throw down some money on a trip to Thailand. The restaurant is busy, and after closing up, Jim finds he still has one customer who has not left. I wonder who that is. Jim goes to wake up Wen, played by Mix, who is a personal favorite of mine, and Wen seems to have the same reaction I would if I woke up to Earth standing over me. Love. They have some intense eye contact as Wen calls a friend Gong to pick him up. Jim and Wen connect with each other over beer as Wen waits for his ride. We seem to establish their characters somewhat. Jim is caring, thoughtful, and friendly. Wen seems a little harder to read, secretive as he keeps his thoughts to himself and his eyes on Jim. The only thing I'm getting from him is he seems to be a little free with money and time. He might be hard to read, but his feelings of attraction certainly aren't. The two apparently forget Wen is supposed to be waiting for a ride because they decide to walk down a very brightly lit street. They stop for a prayer. Granny there is a shipper because she offers them some cake to share, and I'm sure they'll be doing that later as well. We get a beautiful shot of our mains bathed in blue and orange light as Wen drinks and gets close to Jim. It's the hands almost touching that gets me though, because why is this show so beautiful looking? Jim drives a very drunk Wen to his own place since he couldn't possibly just leave this guy alone to find his poor friend who may or may not have been looking for him since he had been asked to be picked up. He is thanked with throw up. Wen alerts Ming to his presence in the house when searching for Jim, then basically calls Jim old as a means of figuring out if he has any attachments. This is a BL. No wives here. Jim is super forward, which I didn't expect, as he mentions having specific preferences, and I very much approve of this. Wen is also forward and makes it clear that this might be a more than one time, definitely going to be complicated series despite promises. Wow, this is one intense yet very soft first episode bang. Sans kisses, I noticed. To say I spent that entire scene in awe and shock is putting it kindly. I was super impressed though. Wen wakes up alone. He makes himself comfortable by playing with the cat, and that's relatable. Jim finds him there and they remind us this was a quote-unquote one night stand with no names attached, and we get a cat food ad. Wen asks Jim's name and calls him cute even when he doesn't get one. Wen picks up a movie, Almost a Love Story, and I always get nervous when allusions are made in series because I'm sitting here trying to find meaning and questioning if this is foreshadowing, and Almost a Love Story makes my heart want to hurt at the title alone. Jim and Wen part ways, and this is the first time Jim seems awkward. Wen asks if he really doesn't want to know him, and Jim says things are better this way. We get more background on Jim being a generally good guy in town as he talks to Gaipa and his mom. We get a shot of Gaipa staring longingly after Jim after giving him a mooncake, and I already don't feel prepared for this series and the way it is going to attack my heart. The mooncake has the opposite of intended effect, and Jim thinks of Wen, who he then runs into. They flirt over ginger and old people. And I read somewhere that apparently the line "I like old people" can be better translated as "I like to eat old people," and oh my god, the charisma and the cringe of that pickup line is pure perfection. Wen pays for Jim's meal, leaving him a little flustered. Wen returns to a quiet home with a note asking him to pick something up. He seems upset to be there, and also he totally didn't do as asked. Instead, he thinks of the previous night and daydreams. We get a specific shot of Wen's charging phone and the second charger beside it. Now, I already know first exists here in this universe, and that this is less than an innocent meeting between our mains, but that's a really nice hint accompanied to the previous note to let us know Wen isn't likely to be as complexity-free as he seems to suggest. At least he's not alone with his mind in the gutter because Jim is there with him. Ming decides he's going to be the guy to drop some food off for Jim, and when he doesn't get an answer, he just walks into some stranger's house. He scares the crap out of Hart, played by Gemini. Nice meet cute for our side couple. Hart didn't hear Ming enter because he is deaf, and now he blames Ming for breaking his things. Ming is curious and asks Lang about Hart. It seems our men fall quickly and heavily in this series. We join Wen as he works out watching local news, which is weird, and he gets Jim's name from our segment at the beginning of the episode. A friend comes to question his whereabouts the day before and mentions the mysterious Alan who is looking for Wen. Wen asks Gong about one-night stands, and then Gong reminds him things get complicated when one-night stands last more than one night. He says don't share feelings or eye contact, and all of us who watched that first part of the episode know he told Wen this too little too late. Wen thinks of Jim over a beer as Jim finds Wen's work ID. Jim gets a call about the liquor incident, and it seems Hart is framing Ming as the liquor drinker because he wasn't supposed to have his hands on it. Hart's parents are a little dense to not think their son might have been the one drinking because Ming is totally right, and he's using the situation to his advantage. I was about to be really annoyed with Jim if he didn't side with Ming. He still doesn't do enough in my opinion. We learn that Jim's family is poor, and that's bad because dad over there likes his liquor expensive, and I don't like this family. Ming says he will pay for it and asks to work for the family, so I guess that's how they'll get close. Wen arrives as Jim puts up a flyer looking to hire staff. They continue to flirt and Jim returns Wen's ID. Wen tries to turn whatever this is into a two-night stand and is shot down by Jim. But gasp, he applies for the very clearly stated help wanted position that we already saw very clearly being put up. Jim tries to lay down ground rules that will clearly be broken later. Prominently, the only one stated that they can't sleep together again. They stare at each other some more. Those pesky feelings are going to get in the way. Honestly, if the waxing poetic about it hasn't made this clear yet, I'm kind of already in love with this. This has had the strongest start to a series for me that I have seen in a while. It's beautiful, it's clear in its characterization and its plot points already, and the chemistry is golden. I am already an EarthMix fan and a fan of the director Off, so there was going to be little question that I was in good hands. Episode 1 is a 9.5 out of 10 for me. I want to know more about Hart, though I admit right now I am not liking him for trying to throw Ming under the bus. I want to know what's up with Alan and Wen, and if it is as bad as I'm thinking so far, i.e. cheating, or if this was a bait and switch of some sort and it's more complicated than that. I want to hug Kao Tsung's Kaipa because he just seems like an innocent little lamb with a crush that will end badly. And I want to know if my heart is going to hurt at the end of this series because Off likes playing with my emotions. Whatever happens, I know EarthMix and Off have me hook, line, and sinker because I am ready for some pain. 8 episodes worth. I'm just hoping it hurts so good. What do you think?